For today's dessert, Kunafeh, we are going to need these following ingredients. We are going to need about 8 ounces of cream cheese, half a cup of condensed milk, half a stick of unsalted butter. Now, I probably won't use the whole stick. Well, this is half cup. Probably I'm going to use about 3/4 of this stick, and I'm going to melt it in microwave. We're going to need half a cup of cream, some coarsely crushed pistachio. All right, now here, these 5 ingredients are to make our syrup. About 1.5 cup of water, 1 teaspoon of green cardamom powder, 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, half a cup of sugar, and 2 tablespoons of rose water. We're also going to need about 1.5 package of vermicelli. Well, these kind of vermicelli usually you can find in any Mediterranean, Pakistani, or Indian grocery stores. Alright, in a bowl, I'm going to add this 8-ounce block of cream cheese. Now make sure your cream cheese is at room temperature, otherwise if it's cold, it's going to be very hard to mix everything together easily. Adding condensed milk, adding cream. Now I'm going to blend these 3 ingredients together with the help of my electric handheld mixer. Okay, now as you can see, the texture is creamy and is very well blended. Okay, over here I have took out the whole package of vermicelli in this bowl, and I'm going to break it in very small pieces, almost like crush it with your hands. After breaking our vermicelli in small pieces, like almost the size of a grain of rice, we're going to add melted butter on top. I'm going to add half of this melted butter, and this was the half cup or 1 stick of butter, melted butter. I'm going to mix it pretty well so all the vermicelli should be coated in melted butter. Here it is. Now I am going to spread half of this vermicelli in the bottom of my baking pan. We're going to do it in 2 layers. This is going to be the first layer, which is going to be spread in the bottom of my baking pan, like so. Make sure that you want to spread it evenly. We don't want any thin spot or thicker spot, because the filling, the cream cheese filling, can be burned or ooze out from the thinner spots, and it's going to become crispy and hard. So we don't want that. Make sure it's evenly spread in the bottom of your pan. Now I'm going to pour our cream cheese batter on top of our first layer of vermicelli. While spreading this batter, make sure that you are keeping the cream cheese batter about 1 centimeter away from the edges of the pan. Again, during baking or cooking process, it can ooze out and it will become tough and crispy. So we don't want to do that. Now I am spreading the remaining vermicelli as a second layer on top. Here it's ready, and now we are going to cook it on our stovetop. You can bake it in the oven as well, but I am making it on my stovetop. Turn off my stove, and I've kept the flame on medium-low. Not high flame, not medium, but medium-low. And I'm going to cook it from the bottom side for about 22 to 25 minutes. On my stovetop here, in a separate saucepan, we're going to make our sugar syrup. I'm adding about 1.5 cup of water. Also adding sugar and lemon juice. along green cardamom powder, rose water. We're going to boil uh, the syrup until the sugar is completely dissolved. Here I'm throwing a tip. It's totally optional. If you have an orange blossom water in your pantry, you can add about a tablespoon. If you don't have it, it's completely optional. You can skip it. It adds a very nice aroma to your syrup. The sugar is completely dissolved. I have boiled it for about 7 or 8 minutes on high heat. We don't have to make it thick. I'm going to turn off the stove. It's ready. Here, it's been 25 minutes already, and I'm using this plate by flipping it. Let's see if the bottom side, yep, it's beautifully browned up from the bottom side, and I have slid it back in our pan. Now the bottom side is on top and the top is on the bottom, so we have to cook or brown the bottom side. Again, I'm going to let it cook for 20 minutes this time, not 25. There it is. It's been 20 minutes now. Now I'm going to transfer it on my cake stand, and this is how I place the cake stand on top of the pan. You have to be very carefully while you are doing this step. You can bake it in your oven if it's easier for you. You can bake it on 350 degrees for about 45 minutes or 50 minutes, but I like to make it on stovetop. I have evenly poured half of our made sugar syrup on top of Kunafeh along coarsely chopped pistachio, and I've reserved half of the syrup to serve along it.